안녕 카메라.
안녕.
여기는 다이나랑 경호랑 그리고 민지랑 우리 첫째 아들 준이에요.
Yes, we have Minji and Jin here, and we're going to finish the rest of the How We Met story, where I finally entered to his family home and met his parents. It was a really interesting start.
민지 잘했어. 잘했어. 민지 고마워 민지.
A couple years we spent dating each other, and I finally met your parents by doing an unexpected visit to her family home. That's where it gets interesting.
Uh-huh.
Hi. I'm a nerd, and this is what I do every day. Well, hi.
내가 부모님한테 먼저 다이나를 데려오겠다고 했을 때 부모님은 쏙 내켜하지 않으셨어. 부모님이 우리가 만나러 갈 때 금전적으로 도와주고 했었지만 달갑지 않아 하는 두 가지 이유가 있었는데, 첫 번째로는 언어적으로 의사소통이 잘 안 돼서 좀 힘들어서 좀 불편했었고, 두 번째로는 아무래도 외국인이라는 거, 외국인이기 때문에 불편했던 것 같아.
안녕하세요. 김밥.
First, rice.
You can use your hand because you have glove.
Okay.
그래서 부모님이 다이나를 싫어했다는 게 아니라 불편해서, 그래서 만나기 좀 어려웠던 것 같고.
If they're going to keep saying no, why not just do it unexpectedly and they won't be able to answer? So we did that. I was aware of that they didn't like me already. So I was nervous to meet these type of people who already judged me beforehand. And I think that's a very common thing that happens with people. If you never met someone before, they already don't like you. It's like, why put any effort to try to impress someone? But I guess I had no choice at that moment. That's what I felt. So we took the bus to your family home, and we arrived and opened the front door. Your whole family was watching TV. They thought it was just you arriving. And I was the first to enter into the home. All eyes were on me. And I was like, 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
저는 다이네요. And they didn't respond, actually. They didn't. They all ran out one by one.
My mother just go to kitchen to prepare something, food.
Pretending.
Pretending, it looks like pretending. Bring tea or... And then my father suddenly bring cell phone, and my sister was sitting on those.
It was just your sister-in-law. So your mother ran off, your father went off to pretend he had a phone call, I guess.
So you knew that they are just pretending they're busy?
Yeah, so we spent the whole day like that, just in silence, and we left. After that, we tried a couple more times to come over unexpectedly, because we know in advance if we call, they would say they have plans. So each time I came over, I tried to get a little closer to your parents by learning some phrases to say to them. I think they still never accepted me. They knew like I was a nice person, but they just never accepted me because I was, maybe because of the fact that I was a foreigner. So we just tried hard.
They heard about you from me, but they see you in person, what you are doing. It makes them like you more.
From the relationship, I think I developed a lot of anxiety from that from those years of trying to impress your parents, because I guess it kind of took some of my confidence away. I started to judge my own self. I wanted to be accepted, and I just didn't know how. And the only way to do that was by bonding.
My sister was only one person who speaks Korean. English, sorry. English. So we hang out with the theme park. Do you remember in Lotte World?
One time we went skiing, and I fell down the mountain when I was going skiing.
Okay, can you open your leg and gather your toe together?
When I stop, how do I use the pole?
You don't use pole.
Really?
Don't fall down and go back better. No. Dinah!
I had to do an MRI, and your sister came with me. I did the MRI, and the doctor comes back and tries to explain something about my hair, and I didn't know what he was talking about. He asked for for your sister to explain to me. Your sister comes and explain that because there's like the metal pins, the wig, I have to take off my hair, and she was just like so shy and embarrassed to talk about it. So she's like, you have to take off kabab. What is it?
Kabab.
Kabab. She said I had to take it off, and I was just so shy. So I took it off, and I handed it over to the doctor. And the doctor gives it to your sister. And it's just like my hair is just like floating around the hospital. Like after I finished the MRI, I didn't know where to get my hair. During the years of moving back and forth between America and Korea dating, you would prepare everything for me. Everything was set. I would come to Korea with 3 suitcases, and you would help me all the way from the airport to the studio.
I was helping your suitcase. And I was very, very happy to see the cockroach James again. Why you bring the cockroach in your suitcase to Korea?
Cockroach James?
Yeah, I opened surprise and they run out to the studio.
No, I did not. So what did you do?
Yes, Mr. James. So what
What
I
are you
did,
talking about?
It's very fast. I couldn't catch, and I was chasing, and we went to under the bed, and they go around, and I couldn't find.
You couldn't find it, so it just stayed there.
Don't try to forget.
Okay,
you know.
stories. You know what happened to Mr. James?
I don't know. You're living together in studio.
So I asked you like so many times, just bring the suitcase to your family home.
Why? The cockroach, I don't know there are more cockroaches in your suitcase. How can I...
Did you find any more?
No, because it's hard to find. They are so fast and they are black. So I cannot find it.
But
Did you
just-
know that James come to your suitcase to Korea? You didn't know, right? My mother is scream.
Oh, really?
This much ice cream with this much cockroach, and my mother fell down.
She'll pass out and
Of course.
she'll go into a coma.
Of course.
She'll go straight into a coma and wake up the next day.
Don't pretend that you didn't see.
I didn't see anything.
Dinah knew this. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
I seen them, told them my family had a business, and I said I wanted to be a doctor, dermatologist, in fact. It was my dream for years. First of all, your family cared a lot about my background. For example, what are my parents' jobs? My mother and father. Also, like what kind of home style we live in, what part of America we live in. Am I really American or like an immigrant to America?
And the mother is studying.
Do you think your parents ever cared that I was black?
If I say no, it's right. It's because they carry your different color. If what my parents said was, it would be better just Kyopo, right? Foreigner but looks like Korean.
Korean born in abroad.
But what they like was looks Asian is better.
So if it was Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, that's a lot better than being
Right.
black.
They didn't say directly, but it's like
Implied.
it implies that they prefer same place.
What if I was white?
What? I don't know. My parents' life looks Korean.
So if so, Asian is better than white, and white is better than black.
I don't know why this is better than black. My parents were worried about if we have children because different race is totally new to my family. So I think it's natural to not accept different things. Right? Also, you are only foreigner in there here too.
Still am. Even 10 years later, I am the only one within miles. Throughout time, we wanted to get married, and we got to the point where we have to do the documentation. You have to get the signature of your parents as a witness. We mentioned it over to them, and they responded back like, we're too young and we don't have careers yet. And because we couldn't get their signature, we were able to ask 2 people for signatures, and I was able to complete the process. The first reaction was they were super surprised that we actually did it and that it was actually possible. And they came to the conclusion that they have to accept it because what's done is done. Once they were able to come to the point of accepting that we are married, they helped us with planning the next steps was to help us plan for a royal wedding ceremony. So your mother contacted you very often to plan all of the steps for the wedding.
There are reasons why my parents have a lot of wedding. 왜냐하면 결혼식 할 때는 우리의 친구들보다 우리 부모님의 친구들이 더 많이 오고 우리 부모님의 가족들이 더 많이 오기 때문에 또 행복한 결혼식은 사람들이 많이 올수록 행복한 결혼식이라서 아마도 우리 부모님이 좋아하는 위치 그리고 부모님이 좋아하는 결혼식을 준비하기 위해서 우리 부모님 많이 도와줬던 거. 이게 보통의 한국의 문화이기 때문에.
As a result, we had more than 320 people that attended our wedding.
Can you remember the number?
Because I was very nervous on the wedding day, and I think I was just nervous because I didn't know how my hair and makeup would be like. On the wedding day, I was a little worried because the makeup artist changed. The kind of foundation that she was using that day was not the same color as my face. So first of all, the foundation color made my face very white. I look very pale.
So the makeup artist said, this makeup is good on the picture.
Oh yeah, that's why she was doing...
It's good on the picture. The studio picture and the wedding picture is different because of the light. So she keeps saying, this makeup is good on the picture. So that's why she chose the color.
Oh, and then that's why she did more of the highlights.
More highlights.
Highlights, more brighter, because I guess the lighting, the makeup works more in the lighting. Better for the lighting, I mean.
And also, I think it's her first time to make a black woman.
It was. She did say that. The other anxiety came from just so many people being there. So besides the makeup, I was just sweating a lot because it's just like, I don't know, like 80% of the people at a wedding, or our wedding. I stepped on my dress a lot when I was walking. I was nervous I was going to fall down, but nothing happened. Like I was maintaining my walk so carefully that I was able to pull it off.
I was also nervous. You know, I practiced the song.
And the English song.
Song for you. Well, I practiced a lot right before until the wedding. But no, the same day the wedding, I was very nervous.
Can you sing the song again?
Do you remember the title?
Never ever da.
Oh, it's Nothing's Gonna Change My Love.
Nothing's gonna change my
Nothing's
love.
gonna change my love for you. You ought to know by now how much I love you. I maybe practiced maybe 100 times, but before the start my song, I black out. I cannot say anything. There are people, more than 300 people. Maybe that's why I hesitated a lot. And then some people maybe think I am crying. Ooh, and then I did. Ooh,
You're like,
and, then-
"Oof."
and you cried.
I don't know why I
You
cried.
cried. And I said, don't cry, Diana.
Oh, I cried because I was like, oh, his voice is very nice and it's so emotional. The song is so emotional. The song was beautiful, not because you sing it.
You didn't expect, so you cried.
I'm sorry.
secretly practice after work. Before I come home, I go to 코인 노래방.
Oh, I remember.
How do you know? It's a secret.
Because you told me after.
Yeah,
Yeah.
after? Okay. Well, I didn't tell you, like, for a few months I practiced after work, alone, and then...
You're like, I'm working overtime.
That's right, I said...
You're not.
You might know that I work hard, but it was 코인 노래방. And it was filled with my family, my friend, your friend, and your English Academy friend came a lot, so I was very happy to see your friend, because I didn't worried about the hall will be empty, but it's filled with your friend. It was really happy. Very impressive moment was when you take a studio picture. It's my first time to see a woman with a wedding dress that I love. I couldn't forget. After you change your wedding dress, the worker have to open the curtain and you're there with the white dress. Wow, it was so...
Very nice.
I cannot describe, but it's like I cannot forget the moment. The curtain was open and you're there. Wow, this is the woman I marry next month. I was so impressive. You're young and skinny and beautiful.
A skinny.
What about now?
Same.
You're nothing.
You too. Do you see your... Look at this. Look at this. After the wedding, we were able to have twins 1 year later. I think 1 or 2 years later.
You forgot.
Two?
Yeah, it's a two.
1, 2, 3.
Two.
2 years later.
Yeah, we are so busy to take care of twins, so we I don't know when it's 2 years later. Anyway,
I forgot my life after that. Once the twins came, I don't remember much for the last 3 years.
이렇게 우리 엄마 아빠가 영상 도와주게 도움 주고, 그리고 은지랑 준이가 지금 4살이 됐지만 아주 건강하게 커서 아픈 것도 없고, 뭐 준이가 다친 적도 있는데 건강하게 커져서 고마워요. 준이야, 건강하게 커져서 고맙고.
Just say bye bye to camera.
자, 우리
We want to.
건강해서 커져서 고마워. 우리 엄마 아빠가 사랑해. 사랑해. 사랑해.
사랑해.